This trail is known as one of the most challenging and iconic rock crawling routes in the world. If you've never heard of it, it's called the Rubicon. And 1 week from now, I'm running it. But before I do, there's one last upgrade I need to make. A few months back, I installed portal axles and stuffed 39-inch tires on my Tacoma. But that pushed the truck way beyond what the factory brakes can handle. I started getting serious brake fade, especially on descents. It got sketchy real quick. So I brought power brakes and 74 welds together to create a solution that didn't exist yet, and they built exactly what this truck needed. A 6-piston caliper setup that bolts straight onto the 74 weld portal kit. No cutting, no compromises. Just raw stopping power for one of the most capable Tacomas we've ever built. Today, we're in Sacramento, California at Stellar Build, and with me is Dimitri. He's the owner and founder of this shop. Yeah. Dude, I'm so stoked to be here. Can't wait to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get it.
Do you mind driving my truck and giving me some feedback first?
Yeah, let's take it for a spin.
Cool.
I mean, it's not bad.
No?
I thought I was expecting for it to be a lot worse.
Cool.
But I think your alignment is off because I can tell you have negative camber. Big wheels like more caster. The more caster has, the more it's gonna keep your wheels planted. When you turn your steering wheel, that's what's responsible for snapping it back into place. So we like to shoot for 3.5, 4 inches of caster, which that's the kind of stuff like only off-road shop would understand.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the braking? What I've been experiencing is brake fade. So like, I'll literally get back to my house, shop, whatever, and like rotors are literally smoking.
Yeah. I would say it would be nicer to get them to bite a little bit better. It brakes, but it's not as like, it doesn't punch.
Not as responsive.
Yes. What we have here, this is the version 2 of 74 weld portals. Now, we're replacing just the outer boxes because the inner ones are pretty much the same. The biggest thing to notice on this version 2 is the fact that 74 weld uses Ford F350 bearing packs. Now, this is the same bearing pack you would find on the Super Duty. So something to notice is the fact that we're moving from an M12 to an M14 stud. So this is what's gonna keep your wheel in place and shouldn't go anywhere.
Dude, I'm stoked. That's a huge upgrade.
Yeah.
Now, these are portal axles, but what do they do? Think of them as compact gearboxes bolted right at each wheel, dropping the axle output through 4 gears, which lifts the truck exactly 3.8 inches, while keeping your suspension geometry balanced with the same up travel and droop as stock, and extends the track width by 3.5 inches per side. That built-in 22% gear reduction means you can run 37 or even 40-inch tires without killing your gearing, because the drivetrain still thinks you're on smaller tires. Plus, they're full float, so the weight of the truck isn't on the axle shaft. It's carried by the housing for serious strength. More clearance, the right gearing, and 0 loss of ride quality, all baked into one piece of engineering.
Along with the power brakes, we have the new caliper bracket. So this is the adapter bracket that's gonna allow you to run these massive brakes in the front.
Now, this is the first time we're installing this, so we're hoping that it's all gonna fit together the way it should.
We're gonna make it happen.
Hell yeah, dude. Guys, really excited on these calipers. You guys can see here, you're able to measure the temperature. So in case the caliper were to fail, you're able to see at what temperature it failed at. Same thing with the rotors. You're able to check that right there and just take a look at how much bigger these brake pads are. I'll show you and compare it to the stock ones. And then you just have more braking mass for the big 39-inch tires and all the weight that this truck has. Dude, I can't wait. You ready to install these?
Let's get to it, man.
Let's get it.
So we got the tire off this truck. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna remove brakes, we're gonna drain the portal, and we're gonna get this outer half of the portal box out and replace it with the new generation. Look at that. where the box is removed, we're gonna swap over these bearings from the old portal box to the new one. Now, in order to do that, we're gonna heat this whole thing up and hopefully the thing just falls right out. So we'll see.
Baking some portals.
We're at a point where we've got the bearings removed from the old box onto the new one. We got the seal in, so we're gonna marry the two together.
Guys, this is where all the gear reduction is happening right here. Getting that seal in there, man, that's a bit of a challenge, huh?
It is, we'll get it in there. It's just
Yeah, what brand? I don't like this.
yeah, bro.
What's happening, Dimitri? Talk to me.
Well, so what happened was the existing studs were M12, so these are the upgraded M14s, which does not match our new rotor and our old rotor that's in the back. So to make this all work, we're gonna have to drill these out
On both rotors?
on all 4 rotors to match the mating surface on the hub. So
It's gonna slow us down. We managed to get the rear portals on, but the rotor holes didn't match the hub studs, meaning these rotors are not going to fit the new portals.
I don't know if I even have a drill that big. Yeah. Okay. Let me see where I can find one.
Before we try to fix this, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Stellar Built in Sacramento, California. These guys build some of the most capable off-road rigs in the country, from custom fabrication and precision suspension setups to electrical upgrades and shock tuning. They handled it all in-house with top-notch craftsmanship. Their shop has built some of the most capable off-road rigs you'll ever see, and it's worth the drive no matter where you're coming from. I've dropped their address and Instagram in the description, so you can swing by and check them out. Now let's get back and see how we fix this problem. Did that just go through the way it had to?
Is that it?
Perfect.
Wow.
Chilling.
That's amazing.
Yeah, see,
Dude,
it's
look
nice
how
and flush.
perfect that fit.
Yeah, exactly what we need.
Dude,
Okay.
first try.
Problem 1, solved.
All right, almost there. We're actually moving to this pretty fast. So everything's assembled, all the lines are ran. We got our brakes on. We're just gonna hook up our ABS sensor, fill the box, and then move on to the other side. Sure, your drain plug is tight. You can't just assume that it's in there, so it was a little loose. You just fill it up and later this thing just screws all over the place.
Thankfully, we didn't have any trouble on the passenger side. So what's next, Mr. Dimitri?
So the rear is all wrapped up. You get the new Generation 2s on. So we're gonna move on to the front and get started on the front boxes along with the brakes.
Cool. This is where it's gonna get interesting. Let's hope it all fits together nicely. All right guys, here we have the portals, and as you guys can see, there's very little space around here. So it's crazy to see how power brakes and 74 welds work together to make this fit in there. We still haven't added the rotors. And one of the concerns that I have is, will all of this fit with our wheel size? So these are 17, or will I have to get a much bigger wheel? And if that's the case, then I don't know if we're gonna make the Rubicon. So for sure, we need this to work.
particularly one side. Dang!
I was in there.
I had to get that thing smoking. It's just on tight, but it's off. Jeez. Trying to get the case split open, so right now that's all the hardware is off, but it doesn't want to.
Not coming off. That thing is stuck in there.
There you go. Just get it. I wish they it came out as easy as it went in. Your brake caliper.
That was like that?
Yeah.
No. So guys, super important. Dimitri's just reminding me how important it is to just make sure to check all your bolts, and not just on portals, but on all your components on your vehicle, because things with time just get loose.
Yes, sir.
You don't want it to get loose during the wrong time.
All right. Getting after it. So we're getting these dust seals out. So we got it removed from the upper control arm. We're about to pull these axles out and get these two seals out of the way. So let's do that. So there you go. In addition to this seal, we put the spacer on and we're gonna add another dust ring. It's like another level of protection that's gonna prevent crud getting inside your portal box and having leak.
Do you know if 74 welds will now include this with
All of them, all the new kits come with that now.
Dude, that's fire.
It's not leaking anywhere.
All right, guys, so here we have the stock setup that we were rocking compared to the now upgraded big brake kit from Power Brakes. Here you can see the rotor size difference. We have a lot more braking mass. Just take a look at how much bigger this 6-piston caliper is compared to the stock one. Here you can see the 2 pistons, and then if we flip this over, you can see the 3 on this side and 3 on this other side. And then right here is where you're able to truly see the big difference with the brake pads. Just look at how much more braking mass you have with the upgraded pad versus the old one. So overall, it's just a lot of greatness. A lot of greatness going on. The calipers fit perfectly with the bracket. It looks beautiful. We're really sure it's gonna fit, but there is a slight chance that maybe it doesn't. Let's see. Let's see. It's really tight. Those are heavy, huh?
Yeah, they're all right.
It's like a glove. Look how close that is. Dude, that looks so good there. Yeah, dude. No more brake fade, guys. No more brake fade. super stoked that Stellar Build is actually balancing our tires. It's really hard to find a shop that can balance them when they're like 39s and above. So having an off-road shop that knows what they're doing is awesome. Huge shout out to Stellar Build. How's the alignment looking?
Well, it's okay. It can be better. So one of the things to look out for is your camber. First thing I noticed when you pull in the shop, your wheels were kind of pushed inward, that's what's responsible for having negative camber, as well as your caster. It's technically within spec, but I was saying earlier, we like to have a little bit more caster on modified trucks. So we're at a point where, since you have fixed upper control arms, we're not going to get much better adjustment on the camber and the caster because they're already maxed out. So what we recommend is getting a set of adjustable upper control arms. Once you do that, your camber will be fixed, your cast will be better, and you'll definitely push that front tire away from the firewall for better clearance.
Looks like that's gonna be the next upgrade. Let's do it. Thank you, sir. Yep.
All right, Mateo, we are all wrapped up with the truck. I just took it for a spin. It drives really nice. We got the wheels and tires balanced. Something to consider is very important. You know, I was looking underneath the truck. Make sure you check your bolts. There's a lot of loose components, a lot of things that need to be tightened up. So everything is pretty much dialed in. Like I said, the only thing maybe addressed in the future is getting adjustable upper control arms. Otherwise, the truck is ready to wheel, man. This thing's good to go.
Dude, do you have any trails you can recommend me that I can go hit real quick?
Rubicon, bro. That's the one.
Thanks, dude. You're the man. This is as ready as I'll ever be. The Rubicon will expose every flaw. It's not a matter of if the truck gets tested, it's when. Every bump, every climb, every obstacle, this trail will find your weak spot. Now it's time to see if this truck and I are ready for it.
Bro, the rear just popped like crazy. This is literally the first obstacle.
You think that's an axle?
Go again.
Yeah, adjust. Can you wait up? Adjust.